Hello and welcome to Brandy's Poetry Corner, reading from Tell Me the Truth About Life, a National Poetry Day anthology, 100 Poems That Matter, curated by Keris Matthews and published by Michael O'Mara Books Limited. Money from the sale of this went to the Forward Arts Foundation for National Poetry Day. Sounds like a very good idea. Now, this is slightly experimental. I don't really do accents in poetry, and I'm certainly not going to do that now. But this poem is by John Cooper Clarke, and I know exactly, I can hear his voice probably reading this, and I'm not going to read it like that because I'm not John Cooper Clarke. I also don't have a wife. I have a husband, but there you are. But I just love this. Perhaps because I have been married for a long time myself. And it's called I've Fallen in Love with My Wife. Read in my accent. I've Fallen in Love with My Wife by John Cooper Clarke. The doorbell used to say ding dong, but now it bursts out into song. If I'm forlorn, it ain't for long. Could I be wrong, or have I fallen in love with my wife? Fare thee well, my fairy fay, we cared so slightly anyway. Call me crazy with a capital K, but I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days with marital breakdown running rife. I've got to keep her under my gaze. You love somebody, set them free. That don't make no sense to me. I'm keeping her under lock and key. I've fallen in love with my wife. Rainbows and butterflies occupy the summer skies. Imagine my surprise. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. It's keeping me awake at night. My head stuck in this funky maze. Every time I talk, I mumble. Every time I walk, I stumble. I'm dancing like a drunken uncle. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. She's not that far from a carving knife. I have to keep her in my gaze. I don't swear, but what the hey? I'm all right and she's okay. Get out of our fucking way. I've fallen in love with my wife. I'm her fella, she's my mate. She steals the chips right off my plate. No wonder I'm losing weight. I've fallen in love with my wife. I steal a kiss, she takes the piss. We live a life of ignorant bliss. All that, and now this. I've fallen in love with my wife. Thank you. For more poems read by me, look me up, Brandy Pearson, on YouTube.